Yo, welcome back to the LGHTV radio show, podcast, all of the above. Can y'all hear this rain? I'm recording in the car right now, and it's pouring raining. But that might add a nice element to it, so I'm gonna keep it in. But yeah, how was y'all weekend? Let me know if you're listening. I had a pretty uneventful weekend. I did go see a couple movies, though. Well, not a couple. I saw one. I saw Superman. And y'all, James Gunn did his thing. They doubted him. I don't know why. He's very capable of making a good film. I feel as though he has an extensive catalog. In my opinion, I like Guardians of the Galaxy. I like Suicide Squad. I like what he was doing with Peacemaker. So I don't know why he got doubted with this Superman project. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe he did something that people weren't messing with. But hey, he did his thing. I love the story. And spoiler alert, I'm not gonna do a full review. But one thing I like about this movie, and that I like about some other superhero movies that they've been doing recently, is they're not retelling the story, right? Like, we already know Superman's backstory, right? He's an alien, his parents sent him away, he comes to this planet, he has new parents, blah, blah, blah. We know that whole story. We don't need to see it over and over and over again. If we did, I could just go watch Smallville, right? I could just go watch all the other Superman movies. So yeah, I like that. I like that they jump you right into the action. And I'm telling you, great film. Great film. The actor that played Clark, what's his name? David Cornsweet. Not too familiar with him. Nicholas Hoult, though, played Lex Luthor. Murdered it. And they brought back my boy, what's his name, bruh? He was in X-Men. Forgot his name. But he played Darwin. Right? And you know how they killed him off? I think he was in X-Men First Class, and they killed him off. And Darwin, if you know, really can't die because his power is that he can adapt to anything. And I don't even remember how they killed him. I think they put fire in his body and exploded him, and somehow he couldn't adapt to that. Whatever. Stupid. That was early 2010s when we were killing the black people first, still in movies. So yeah. But he's in it. He plays Mr. Terrific. Murdered it. Go see that movie, y'all. Great film. I would go see it again, but I'm saving my money for Fantastic Four. I'm ready for Fantastic Four. I think this is the next phase of Marvel, the MCU. So hopefully, this gets things kicked off. I love Thunderbolts, what they did with that. Hopefully y'all seen that by now. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited for the landscape of the superhero movies. It was a little dim. I'm not gonna lie. It was a little dim post Endgame. They killed off all of our favorites, and then the movies they were dropping, I just weren't feeling them. And then they seemed directionless after the Jonathan Majors situation. I feel like he was supposed to be the guy, and then his situation happened, and I feel like they had to pivot, right? But yeah, great film. Go see it. And yeah, it's been a very movie-going summer for me, and I want to keep that up. I want to keep going to see these movies, enjoying it. I think I'm gonna start the Patreon soon and actually give full reviews on these movies. It's a couple I want to see. I'm not sure. I think Batman 2 comes out next year. I know that's on my list. the Spike Lee movie with Denzel, A$AP Rocky. The names of these movies are blanking on me. Sorry, but I want to see that. I want to review it. So I'm definitely going to get the Patreon up and running. Just need to get things in place, but definitely going to make it happen. But yeah, on another note, on the way back home today, I passed Red Lobster. You know what it made me think about? The whole thing going on with Red Lobster getting a new CEO. I believe his name is Damola. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but new CEO, he's black, he's young, and he's trying to change things, right? Now, Red Lobster is like a mid-level chain restaurant, but it's very popular within our community, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, Red Lobster was the place to go. That was upscale to us before we realized what real upscale restaurants were. But when we was younger, Red Lobster was the shit. Like, we was trying to go to Red Lobster. You was going to Red Lobster for your birthday, all that. So, boom, we get older, Red Lobster kind of fading. Nobody cares about it anymore. It's pretty much just another Applebee's, another Chili's, whatever. Even though Chili's getting popular again, too, but... So, boom, this new CEO comes in. And he starts introducing the new seafood elements of other places that our people love. AKA the seafood boils. You already know. Them big-ass bags of buttery crab legs, corn, all that. But what I like about him, because apparently people were complaining. They were like, oh, the bags are too small and it's overpriced, blah, 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 blah. You know, this is supposed to be Red Lobster. Where the lobster? There's no lobsters here. All right. What I like about him is that he pays attention to everything, all the complaints, all the compliments, all the reviews. He pays attention to all of that because he's actually trying to make Red Lobster popping again. And see, this is what we need. This is why we need young people who are tapped in with the community, with social media. Because I believe he's like 35 years old. So, he's on social media. He sees what people are saying. He sees the reviews online. And he's willing to make those immediate changes. So, yeah, I believe he was going to fix the portions. Because I think that's what people were complaining about. And I'm like, this is what we need. This is what we need in all industries. Young people. So if you listening and you between the ages of like, I'm going to say 25 to 40, get into these spaces, y'all. Get into these spaces and make these changes, because the people in there, they don't know what's going on because they're not tapped in to the community like we are. They have been doing the same old thing for 20 years. And they think it's working. They wonder why it's not working. They blaming y'all. Oh, y'all just not showing up. Y'all not doing y'all thing. Gen Z, millennials. This, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? They're not willing to make real changes. So, if you feel as though that you have the credentials, you have everything in place to get into these spaces, fight for it. Get in there. Get in there and make these changes, because it's a lot of things that can be good for us, but they are the ones that's holding it back and letting it die with them. Right? That feels harsh, but I'm serious. Like, they letting that old way of going about things be old, and we tired of it. Same old, and it's dying with them. So try any. I'm talking about any industry too. Any industry. All of them. Get in there. Change Target. Target being weird too. Go get up in there, y'all. Y'all can make it happen, really. I'm so tired of this rain. I know we need it, but it's like summer rain. Like, okay, rain in the spring is cool, because I get it. It's for a purpose. What is it raining in the summer for? Don't get scientific on me. I'm pretty sure it's a purpose, but come on, like the extreme thunderstorms, like a drizzle to cool us off. Cool. I'll take that. I'll take that any day of the week. It's a cool, light drizzle. You know what I'm saying? Not too heavy. It's a little hot outside. Let me give you some water. But the heavy thunderstorms, like I'm saying, lightning, flash floods. Wow, we don't need all that. We don't need all that. We don't need all that. Because you know what's going to happen? Sun going to come out right back tomorrow. Hot, bright. And that grass is going to grow. And what happens when that grass grows? We got to cut it. And I like cutting my own grass because I feel as though if you're a man, you got to find something to do to keep yourself active, because it's real easy to just go to work, come home, and sit on your ass, right? So this is why, if you a man and you listening, be handy, like be useful. You know what I'm saying? Because that's going to keep you in shape, for one. Because you know we die like fast, right? Like women, they don't die. Women live to like 1,000 years old. Doing the same thing you doing, eating the same thing you eating. You die at 62, she dying at 98. That's just how it goes. But you got to stay active. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about our makeup as a man. But we got to keep our heart pumping. We got to keep that blood flowing. We got to get outside. We got to keep moving. We got to keep our brain sharp. So get handy around the house. You fix it yourself. You learn how to fix it. You learn about these tools. You learn how to fix your car. You learn how to cut your grass, keep your lawn looking nice. Learn how to garden. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep moving. And then if you're not doing it for yourself, do it for others. Do it for your mother. Go to your mother's house. Go to your mother's house and take care of her lawn. Take care of things around the house, you know what I'm saying? Go to your aunt's house. Go to your sister's house, you know what I'm saying? Nah, that's only if they don't have no man around. They got a man around, you don't need to be going over there. He could do that. Tell Big John do that. But nah, yeah. And stay active. Like, keep playing the sport. Like, I met these two men. It was about 2 years ago. I think one was a bus driver. One was, I want to say, was a security guard. And they was just like sitting outside the gym chopping it up. And I was looking at them. And I was like, man, they in great shape. Like, I can tell they older than me. And I was trying to guess how old they are. And I was just kind of sitting there, I forgot what I was doing. I think I was just sitting outside the gym, kind of just let my legs rest. And they was just sitting there chopping it up. And the dude, he had like an afro, he was the taller, dark-skinned dude. He had an afro, clean. And he was just like bouncing around, like, you know how young people do when you bounce around and you pretend like you hooping? You know what I'm saying? You doing it through the legs and then you practicing your jumper. He was doing that. But I was looking at his face and I was like, yeah, you a little older, but like, I can't really get a gauge on your age because you moving so bouncy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you seem like you in great shape. And as I was sitting there listening to that conversation, this dude said he was 75 years old. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, man, I'm 75 years old and I play basketball every day. He said, I go to work, as soon as I get off, I go to the gym and hoop. And I was looking at this man, I swear to you, the age I was thinking, I was like, he looked a little older in the face, but he really seemed to be like late 40s, you know what I'm saying? Maybe early 50s, like early 50s, still in shape. You know, he could still hoop, he could still run up and down the court, but he not really doing too much. This man said he was 75 years old. And that I will never forget, because now I see what it looks like when you take care of yourself. You know what I mean? And you stay active, you stay doing something, you stay doing what you love to do. This man said he been playing basketball his whole life. And he said he's never going to stop no matter what his job is. You know what I'm saying? What his family situation is. That's his outlet. And that's what keeps him in shape. And I feel like you as a man, or not even just a man, you as anybody, man, woman, whatever, find your outlet. Find your active outlet too. Because you need a creative one and you need an active. And you need a third one, which makes you some money that you still love to do, but it's to generate income. You know what I mean? Like, you can combine it somehow, some way. Like, oh, I love skateboarding, but I also love to draw. So let me make like a fashion brand that's tied to skateboarding. And, you know, I'll just put my art on T-shirts, put them on the boards and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Something like that. Something that ties it all together that actually makes you some money. You know? But speaking of basketball, y'all, I've been trying to keep up with the Summer League. And I'm going to be honest with you. It's Summer League has always been a hard watch for me because you can't really look at these players and see their performances in the Summer League and know how good they're going to be. Because we've seen it in the past where, like, players had a horrific Summer League and then get to the league and ball out. And then the opposite, right, where they had a good Summer League and then they didn't really pan out in the league like that. So, you know, I kind of watch it here and there just to see what the top players looking like. Like, I wanted to see what Cooper Flag was looking like, what Ace Bailey was looking like, Harper, Trey Johnson, Derek Queen, you know, the local dudes. So, you know, I'm checking out their highlights just to see what's going on. But I'm not sitting there watching them games. I'm ready for the season to start. You know? But from what I have seen, I'm a Wizards fan, y'all. I think I said that in the last episode. Trey Johnson looks good. Alex Sarr, year 2, looking like he's going to be a dog. He's giving me heavy AD vibes, especially on defense. If his offense can get there, we got something, y'all. We got something. But yeah, and Cooper Flag look like a dog. I know he going to ball out. One thing, though, I'm really curious to see if Dallas is going to let him be the true number one. Because you got AD over there. You got Klay Thompson over there. Klay Thompson, I think, is cool playing the 2 or the 3. He never really been a number one anyway. And I think this late in his career and all he's accomplished, he don't really care. AD, though, I feel like after the trade, he's the one that has the most to prove to at least the fans of Dallas, right? Because you got traded for our superstar, our young superstar, who's looking like he's going to maybe be a top 10 all-time talent, right? And we getting you older, and you are proven. You a top 75 player all time, you're proven, but you're older and you've been hurt. So you have to prove to me that this trade is worth it, right? But also, Cooper Flag is the number 1 pick. They got lucky. They lucked up and got the number 1 pick. Lucky in quotation marks because, you know, the NBA be funny sometimes, but whatever, right? They got the number 1 pick. Cooper Flag is now looking like the savior. That's a lot of pressure to put on a young player. And then there's still that pressure on AD to be the guy that replaces Luka, right? Because that was a straight up trade. They didn't get no picks. It's straight up Luka for AD. So I'm curious to see how Dallas looks. And my thing with like top picks, going to teams like that, I feel like it really only works if you truly the number 1 option. I feel like Tim Duncan going to San Antonio, they kind of just gave him the keys real early. Like, Dave Robinson was getting older. You know, and they didn't really have too much going on with that team. So it's like, Tim Duncan, this is your team. But then you look at another example like Michael Beasley, right? Where, yeah, he had his personal issues. But I feel like him going to Miami and having to be a number 2 to D Wade really hurt his trajectory more than we think it did, right? Because I feel as though if you are a top pick, you need to go to a bad team and learn how to be the guy. You need to learn how to lead these dudes, right? You can't go to a team that's established with an established superstar and having to defer to him. Because think about it. He went to Miami when D-Wade was averaging 30. And he came in averaging with a cool, like, 14 a game. And that's cool for a rookie. Imagine if D-Wade wasn't there, though. Imagine if that was his team. I'm thinking he looking at 18, 19 a game his rookie year. And then you have a rookie year like that going into your second year, you ready to improve upon that. But now you go into your second year, D-Wade just had a monster year, so now it's still D-Wade's team. You still trying to figure out your footing on this team. I feel like that was a horrible place for him to go, on top of all the stuff he was dealing with off the court. I feel like if he went to, because I think he went to Minnesota after that, he was balling in Minnesota. And I feel like if he went to Minnesota first, he would have been all right. Now, in this day and age, I don't think that's going to affect Cooper Flagg, but like I said, I hope that doesn't really affect his trajectory like that. Because it's not the fact that he's going to a good team. He's going to a team with a superstar established already. And that's where it's like, I hope they don't clash. I hope, because he's so young. But yeah. Ball to sports talk. I'm ready for football, though. I'm a Commanders fan. We went 12-5 last year. We made it to the NFC Championship. My expectations are way too high. It's a lot going on with us. We ain't signed Terry yet. Our team is the oldest team in the league. I saw a graphic today. We got the oldest team in the league. I don't know if that's good or bad. Because in football, I don't think youth is as valued. I think you need experience to be good at football. You know what I mean? I don't think the youngest... It's not like basketball where you go for the youngest, the most talented, because 10 years later, with the added experience, they'll be better. I think with football, it's here and now. Like, your window to win is so small where I feel like in basketball it's a little bit bigger. That's why you go for younger talent. But in football, every piece matters. I don't need a 5-man roster or 5-man rotation. All 11 guys on both sides. I need y'all to be on it. So, and then, so many injuries. So, the whole roster matters. So, I do want vets. I want vets. I want experienced guys. I want guys that been playing for a long time. Because the older you get in football, the hungrier you are. Right? Like, I know Austin Eckler wants to prove himself. Debo getting older. I know he wants to prove himself. I feel like having youth at the QB position gives us a good 10-year window before we might see a decline out of Jaden. Because what is he, 24, 25? So, yeah, like, by the time he's in his mid-30s, that might be when he starts to decline. Or he might be like Brady. We never know what the future of the QB is going to look like. They might play till they 45 like Brady. So either way, we got a good 10 to 15 years where we good there. But everybody else, I need experience. I need guys who ready to go get it. So I think experience is going to be on our side this year. Philly's our biggest competition. I'm not worried about anybody else in the NFC. If you listening, you fan of any other NFC team, I'm saying it right here, right now. I'm not worried about y'all. I'm worried about Philly. We ran through y'all last year. They were the ones that stopped us. They were the ones that stopped us from a Super Bowl. None of y'all put fear in my heart. Philly don't really put fear in my heart too because they're a rival. And I feel like the more we play each other, the more we learn each other. They just had a way more talented squad. We was, year two, Jaden. I think you're going to see a big jump out of us, out of this team, out of him. And we're going to shock y'all. We're going to get to that Super Bowl, y'all. I'm saying it. We're going to get to that Super Bowl. But I will be at that Christmas game, Commanders versus Cowboys. So hopefully by that time this radio show, podcast, whatever is jumping by then, and I got a little community going. And if y'all want to link up out there, let me know. I'll be there. All right. Now I want to get to the music, y'all. The Clipse rollout for this album has been crazy. A lot of things going on. They dropped So Be It, Ace Trumpets. Listen to both of those. Bar heavy. They talking on there. And Pharrell's doing his thing. The album drops, right? And I'm like, all right. Because the album dropped. I had to go to work. So I couldn't stay up 12, 1 o'clock in the morning and listen to that and have first time reaction. So I'm like, I'm going to wait till I go to work. Wait till I got a chance to sit down and just listen to it. And man, first of all, off the bat, Birds Don't Sing broke me down. I couldn't even get through the album. I had to keep running that back because I was listening to it and I was like, man, to start an album that way? You know what I'm saying? First verse by Push, dedicated to your mother in their last conversation. Second verse by Malice, dedicated to their father in that last conversation they had. That's deep. Like, that cut me. I was like, wow. And then you had John Legend on the hook, man. And John Legend, I've been critical of John Legend only because I ain't really been feeling his, like, last few albums. Like, it's not the same sound he had when he first came out. And that's the sound I fell in love with John Legend. And then he kind of switched it up, got a little more melodic, a little more ballady. And I was like, it's cool, but it's just not, you know, what I'm feeling out of him. But every time he hops on a track like this, where, you know, the verses hit a little deep, he always kills it. He always kills it. And he did it. He did his thing. And then you go through the album, you got Chains and Whips with K-Dot, Kendrick. Crazy verse. Go listen to that verse. I think that's feature of the year. Might be verse of the year. Right? I said that while listening to it, right? Then we I think then we get the POV with Tyler, the Creator, and Tyler goes nuts. And I'm listening to this album and I'm like, man, there's not a single miss on this album. There were a couple beats, like I forgot the name of the song, but it got The Dream on it. And Pharrell had like this hook, kind of auto-tuney. I didn't really like, and the beat sounded a little dated. Wasn't my favorite track on there. And he had another track on there where the beat, you know, I wasn't really feeling it. But overall, I think he killed it. I think Pharrell did his thing. Malice. What? Not no Malice no more. He came back as Malice. Came back rapping. Smoked every verse. Literally every verse. I got the FICO, right? And yeah, I've been running back Malice's verse on FICO every single day since the album dropped. He smoked it. Rhyme scheme was crazy. The bars were crazy. Just the confidence in each line, like the way he delivered it. Like, so far, that's verse of the year. That's verse of the year to me. And it's really an exciting time because it feel like rap is back. Like, we rapping again. And I feel like this is what I miss. Like, I love the party shit. I love the trap shit. I love when we get shit jumping. But you need that balance where people are rapping. You know what I'm saying? Where people are giving you bars. They're giving you lyrics, you know? And I'm talking about real lyrics. Not that corny, they just rhyming a whole bunch of words together and rapping as fast as they can. Like, no, that's not lyricism to me. That's like that technical skill. That's cool, but that's not what I'm talking about when I'm talking lyrics. I'm talking people who are rapping. Like, they're really rapping. They're rapping and they're rapping well, and I love it. Also, Bodie James dropped called "Late to My Own Funeral." Cool, smooth. Bodie he's super consistent. I think my favorite track on there was Trapezoid. I like the sample on that, and I like the way he was flowing on there. You know, he always delivers to me. Did his thing. Also, Larry June drop. I just really started listening to that. Larry, another consistent. You know, he's gonna make it happen. He's gonna give you the smooth vibes. He's gonna uplift you. His rap is very consistent, and this is why every drop is like, yeah, like we're gonna play that in the car. We're gonna vibe out. Summertime music. Did his thing. But yeah, I still gotta get through that album. I think I'm halfway through. I was listening to it in the car. Most of the albums, when they drop, I like to listen to them in the car because the sound is just better in the car. I can't explain it, but the sound is always better in the car, you know? So if you pass the car test, it's a good album to me. Like, even, you know, some songs may be it's not my cup of tea. If you pass the car test, it's a good album. I'm going to spin it back. So yeah, those three. Justin Bieber and Giveon also dropped. I checked those out. And when I tell you that Giveon, straight heartbreak music. And look, if you're going through something, fellas, ladies, if you're going through something right now, and you're not really trying to hear no, what could have been, or I miss you, or, you know, we should try again type songs, do not listen to that album. Now, the Justin Bieber album is cool. I think this is one of his better albums that he's dropped in the past few years. Nothing really stands out to me, in my opinion, but it's a cool listen. Like, very easy listen. Got some interesting features on there. Y'all should go check those out. Like Sexy Red and Drewski type interesting. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, y'all, that's gonna be the episode for today. I'm getting hungry now, and I need to do some summer cleaning. You know what I'm saying? Just to declutter a little bit. You feel me? Get some things organized. I feel like if you are in the house right now, you've been stuck in the house, you should do some cleaning. Go to the dollar store, get a bunch of supplies. Or if you bougie, go to Walmart. Or if you extra bougie, go to Target. You know what I'm saying? Get you some supplies and just have a day of cleaning. Like, it's very therapeutic. Just clean everything. Listen to your favorite music. Open the windows. Open the windows, y'all. That's very important. Open the windows sometimes. Like, you got a lot of things trapped in your house that you don't even realize that just opening a window will release. You know what I mean? Open some windows, clean your house up, throw some things away. Declutter your space, declutter your mind, you know what I mean? But that's what I'm about to go do. Or maybe tomorrow. After I eat today and go to sleep. And I'll probably watch a movie or something. But yeah, y'all be easy. Y'all have a good rest of the week. And I'll check in with y'all next week. Peace.